Ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely huge. Check out the segment prior to this one. The judge in the Durham probe case of Michael Sussman has denied the motion to kick the case out of court, and the reason he denied the motion to do that, so that is a very, very huge development. It'll go to trial, and the effort to just, prevent the case from going to trial failed. The reason that's a huge development is the following. The lies that were told. So Michael Sussman said, hey, you know what? Let's dismiss the case. The lie that when we said to James Baker at the FBI, hey, let's meet, I'm not going on behalf of any direct political rival, Clinton campaign, Democratic Party. I just want to help you, national security or the Bureau. When he said that in a text message to the top Bureau legal counsel, okay, the argument of Sussman was, well, what does it matter? It doesn't matter at all. Sure, we didn't say that we were being paid by Madam Secretary or the Democratic Party. So what? We had information. We had a lot of information about an incoming candidate who even the United States government said was being influenced or benefited from a hostile country. I mean, Clapper and Brennan were part of the U.S. government. The Steele dossier was filtered through the U.S. government. I mean, even the government media, there were media reports. Everyone thought that Trump could have been working with Vladimir. So what's the problem? Well, the problem was, A, the Steele dossier was actually, just like the Alpha Bank server nonsense, filtered through the United States government by the same law firm that Sussman worked for. But most importantly, actually, that should be B. A, the real reason it's important is that his lie was material in that it influenced the United States government to do something it wouldn't have done. 18 U.S. Code 371 is when a whole bunch of people conspire to defraud the American people, to deceive, to lie, to create a hoax or an absurd myth. All of this stuff was very simple. They wanted to get the United States government to investigate Trump, and they fed lies and deceitful statements and nonsense and surveillance of Trump that was completely manipulated and contrived. And it tried to paint the story that Trump was communicating with a bank, that Trump was meeting foreign operatives, that Trump and other people were being influenced or working on behalf of another country. Hit subscribe to this channel, by the way, right now. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. That's below in the pinned comment. I might start also a satirical channel on morally superior, highly educated, wonderful liberal Democrats who want to indict and charge Donald Trump. Meanwhile, everyone, you could see there's like 8, I did a segment last night, 8 people, just did a Google search, Democrats charged and indicted in the past year or so, including Lieutenant Governor in New York the other day, yesterday. But hit subscribe to this channel right now. Sometimes I'll do a satirical segment on this channel. People won't understand it, so I'm thinking, should I start a channel like if you're old school on this channel, you remember Bizarro World Goodman. I had a channel that was just very weird. It'll be similar, but I won't be dressing up. But anyway, hit subscribe to this channel right now. Let me know if I should start that other channel also, if that would be amusing to you. And if you want to support my work, my Patreon is below. Hit subscribe also, like I said, to the Stock Market Crash channel. We're going to have a devastating stock market crash. Since I wrote my Federalist article, everything's been tanking. The economy has been, just absolutely tanking, inflation soaring, energy prices. We're going into a recession. I talked about that in October of 2021. Hit subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important. The reason it's important, the fact that he denied a motion to dismiss the case, the judge, is important, is because those lies show that there's a widespread plot. There's a widespread effort. They lied about Trump. They don't like Trump. Okay, the average morally superior liberal Democrat has utter disdain and contempt. Do you understand it's part of who they are? They've purged their friends and family. You have to understand this type of person. You have to understand this type of individual. There are tens of millions of them. They truly believe that every time Trump's in the news, he's guilty of something. And that he was, you know what, there's no evidence, but gosh, they really think that he conspired with Putin and others. And he benefited from Facebook ads. Not one person altered their vote from a Facebook ad. Okay? And Clapper and Brennan should never be trusted on anything. They've lied under oath. They committed perjury. And all the high to moderate confidence assessments were bolstered by a Senate panel and media, and they're all just believing what they think to be true because they're very suspicious of Trump. The suspicion was generated and created. Okay, they don't like Trump as a human being. They think that he's a bad human being, even though we had record low Black and Latino unemployment, Doha Agreement, reverse U.S. foreign policy, oppose the Lincoln Project people. We didn't have the geopolitical nightmare under Trump's administration. He's a much better human being than Joe Biden, Trump. Much better. Okay, read Hunter's emails. You will see. The emails that their own emails, what they write is incriminating. So what they have to do is say, well, another country wants you to know how terrible and horrible we are. And see, the corruption or the illegal activity, that's not the problem. It's what other countries want you to do. So this is a mindless spin. It's like there's no logic, and it's so easily deciphered how they want to just deceive you and dupe half of the country. But half of the country will latch on to anything that opposes Trump. They'll just latch on to it. So when Sussman lied to Baker at the FBI and said, gosh, I'm not meeting you to give you this nonsense to help you initiate an investigation for any purpose other than, I'm just trying to be a good citizen. When he does that, he is stating that, first of all, he does that for a reason. He couldn't say, hey, I'm being paid to give you this information, because it would undermine the accuracy or legitimacy of the surveillance and the data that he obtained through surveillance. So what he says is, well, he texts Sussman, messages Baker, I'm only here on my own, not on behalf of any client. That's a lie. He's on behalf of the Clinton campaign and Democrats. Lie is material because he is trying to initiate an investigation using information that he knows to be fabricated, contrived. He was paid to obtain that information along with Tech Executive One. Within the actual messaging of the researchers, Tech Executive One, Sussman, or at least the researchers, when they obtain the information on Trump, among themselves, they say, hey, look, we don't really have anything. We have to appease VIPs, just like Reddit Stone Tier. Who remembers Reddit Stone Tier? They just refer to themselves as VIPs, or people refer to them as VIPs. They are paying others to create stories against Trump and to get those stories to be investigated by the U.S. government. They were very successful, but under 18 U.S. Code 371, for example, when you knowingly deceive the country, you've committed a major crime. And these people know, when they're trying to do that same thing still with Trump. Oh, he knowingly deceives. Like, no, Trump believes certain things that you don't believe. The one thing about Donald Trump is that 99% of the time, he's 100% genuine and real, because he doesn't give a you-know-what. Okay, he does not give a you-know-what. But it's the Democratic Party that are hiding emails, cheating Bernie Sanders, saying it's fair and neutral, and hiding behind, well, you can't prove anything. Hunter's emails could be from the Kremlin. They're the ones who are just, completely not themselves. Oh, climate change and infrastructure, and it's like, well, now strategic oil reserves and ethanol and in gas, and it's like they've done away with their obsession with climate change because they realized Republicans or Trump was right, that you have to be energy independent because of geopolitical nightmares that could take place under your watch. Anyway, hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. They lied for a reason. It was to conspire against Trump and the United States of America. Tens of millions of people are now duped. And the fact that you have half the country believing major lies is a huge, huge problem. And that's different from suspicion. When you specifically accuse Trump of being installed by another country, that's different from scratching your head. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now.